Somebody who knows what responsibility is about. Somebody who knows what it is to meet the challenges and will not be shocked by any surprise sitting in that seat. Because I'm sure there's nothing that can surprise Mayor Davis. And I think that for having the years of federal investigation and for the years of doubt from within his midst, even people whom he thought would walk with him, talk with him, believed in him, to turn against him, and to still come up with, after all that microscopic investigation, owing $1,000 in taxes, and then come up with thousands of dollars in embezzlement, thievery, and all of that, but $1,000 taxes. Not that we minimize any single thing that might be considered outside of the law. But again, we must put all these things in perspective. Because why was our community fooled 7 years ago with all of this speculation, FBI agents coming out of City Hall with empty boxes? We must not have amnesia. We must know how to remember. History is a valuable lesson. So why was this man under attack? Why did he have enemies coming out here? Had no interest in Mount Vernon. They live in Mount Vernon. Had no interest at all. Why is it some of the opposition go all outside of Mount Vernon to bring people in to put a scrutiny on what we're doing? As if we don't have a mind of our own to understand what it is that we must do as a city and as a people in this city. So I encourage each and every one of us. We need to keep our eyes open and be diligent and understand that this is also a spiritual battle. So we need to be spiritually up. So with our numbers here today, we need to claim victory today in our mind and in our spirit, and let the spirit of this gathering here today reverberate throughout this city. And let people feel our presence here today. Let them feel the endorsement that we're making here today. Let them feel the statement that we're making here today. But most of all, let's feel it in our heart. We know we have those who come here to feel it out and see what's happening, what we're saying. You know, peace to you too. Yes, peace to you too. I hope you see the light along the way. You get knocked off your ass like Paul did. But nonetheless, as I said, it's not a time for speeches like that, but it is a time to conjure up the spirit and to let the mayor know that he has people who are not off track. He has people that support him. He has people that appreciate him. Because when you're in that arena, you need to know that you have people not only saying, go mayor, go mayor, go mayor, go, but people are out there with you to go with you and to be with you and to stand with you. So Mayor Davis, we're simply trying to say in all those words that we love you. Those of us who are here, lend our support to you and lend our spirit to you, and are prepared to be on that road, be on the ground, and to give you whatever support you need to bring home another victory. Thank you very much.
Pastor Cohen said, you don't need anyone after that. I'm glad I came first, man. I can't go by you know? But he's been gone. Like he said, sometimes you have to be out of the house in order to understand what's going on in the house. And usually he comes in August. The Cohen comes in August, but he just happened to come at the right time. And I appreciate him being here. Dan the Benedictus, is he here? Dan? He left? Okay. I have someone here. He happens to be my cousin that I'm so proud of. And he just walked in. He always is right on time, brother. You know, he's a historian, retired professor, Professor Small. Some of you know Professor Small from City College. Okay? He's also been rolling with Mayor Davis and Cohen Nathaniel for many years. As a matter of fact, when I was running for mayor, he would not discourage me, but he'd say, boy, like, do you know what you're doing? Do you know? But he never discouraged me. But he always said, you know, okay, well, think about it. But again, he didn't discourage me. I want him to come up and give his perspective on what he sees for now and for the future. Professor Small.
Rabbi, it's hard to follow you. It's hard to follow. Good evening, brothers and sisters, and Mount Vernon, and Mayor Davis. Let's do it one more time. This is not just about running for office of mayor. This is not just about winning an election or playing the party politics or trying to get the favors that we get when this time of year roll around. This is about, are we going to be willing to rebuild our community? You cannot run a city and service people unless you attempt from the very foundation to rebuild the black family and to rebuild families generally. But I said family because the black family is shattered, is fractured, and it's in big trouble. Not just in Mount Vernon, but all over the country. Actually, Cohen and I spend a lot of, he lives in Africa, I spend about 6 months a year there. It's as bad there as it is here. For all of the same reasons. The economic reasons, the political reasons, the cultural and spiritual reasons. Mayor Davis has learned how to play the game. But it's not a game. But they say you have to learn how to play the game. It means you have to learn how to bring the resources to your community without betraying the people in that community. And he's proven he can do that. And right now, there are forces that would like to say that the largest and most contiguous black community in New York State cannot govern itself. You better hear what I'm saying. If Mount Vernon can't govern itself, where in America can black people govern themselves successfully? And so this is a very important time coming up right now. We've slid around, we've fallen down, we've made mistakes, we've learned from those mistakes, but God and our own intelligence will give us another chance if we put forth the effort and the work to show that we've learned from those mistakes and that we can rebuild our community and that we can create an even greater community. Because I'm 70, right? And for all of us at that age, we don't have a whole lot of time. So this is not even about us. This is about the generation behind us that everybody likes to tell us is the worst. But let me tell you something. That generation that they call the hip-hop and whatever they call themselves, even with the pants sagging, is the best generation we've produced. And we have an obligation to them and their children to leave them a legacy as regarding politics, economic, and culture that will allow them to build for tomorrow. And electing Mayor Davis and forming an organization to see that he can get back in so he can use the skills and experience that he's gained and earned to help us do that for our next generation. I'm just proud to be his friend, to be his brother. I'm proud to walk with Rabbi and my crazy cousin over here. That's a whole nother story. But I've always had a close relationship to Mount Vernon. Even though I live over in New Rochelle, I'm over here more than I'm there. My wife just told me, says, boy, you crazy. And I said, why? Because yesterday I got a phone call from Trinidad that said their speaker for tomorrow night is sick for Emancipation Day. So I'm flying out to Trinidad in a few hours. But I wanted to be here first, and then I'll go do what we have to do over there. But elections and putting together the administrative structure, the political structure that will govern the communities that we live in is one of the most important things people can do civically. You know, getting those people registered to vote. Don't blame them because they're not registered. Let's take the obligation and the duty to get them registered. Don't ever blame the blind because they can't see. If the blind can't see, you have an obligation to give them some eyeglasses, give them a cane, a CNI dog, or some surgery. But you who have the sight is obligated to those who don't have sight. You who can hear is obligated to those that can't hear. You who can talk is obligated to those who can't talk. That's the responsibility God gave you when he gave you those gifts. And so let's go to work. Getting elected is not an easy job, which many of you know because many of you have been involved in this process before. We have a man that God has given us who have the experience, who have the skill, who have the loyalty, who has proven himself. Let's not talk about the little mini mistakes that he's made and mistakes people gave him that he didn't make, because all of us have those. Let's talk about what he has done, and let's talk about the projection for the future. Let's talk about pulling together this community, not just the African community, but we have the Latino community. We have the Portuguese community. We have the Italian community. We have the Jewish community. We have the Indian community and the Irish community. They too sometimes shy away from us because they think it's just a black thing. But one thing that has never been in the culture of African American people, just a black thing. We've never done that. We've never been a people to exclude other people. And we are not going to become that kind of people, because that's not how you build a nation, that's not how you build a community, and that's not how you build a movement. And so I pray that we who are here are strong, but we go out and find at least 50, 60 others and attach them to us and make it stronger. Let's re-elect May Davis, but let's unite Mount Vernon, make Mount Vernon the premier city in Westchester County and New York State. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you. These are two powerhouses that I'm always around, you know, so I'm still learning. I'm a couple of years older than this one, so I listen to him as being my sheep. He's old. But it's not much more I want to say, but anyone here, you know, I look at George Brown. George Brown is one of these great speakers. George Brown has been around for a long time and kind of understands, you know, how this thing works. But I all want you to understand that the mayor cannot be on the stage by himself. Everyone has to take their responsibility and organize their building, their block, like he taught me 30-something years ago to organize my block. And that's what I've concentrated on. That's why the Heights, and I live on Newber Avenue, that's why it's correct. Everyone has to do the job. Okay, he's an older man now, trying to play young. But the thing is, the more help he gets, the more energy he'll have. Okay? As long as you put a lot of, just like President Barack Obama, see how gray he got? It's because of the pressures that he has. Okay? Ernie Davis got this gray automatically. It came by age. But you can see what it does to you. You can see what it does to you. Even a young man in 50s can turn gray with a lot of pressure. George Brown, come up here and say a few words, brother. Yes, come on, George.
Greetings, everyone. Yeah, you really put a brother on the spot. All I can say is that I'm my father's son. I speak my yeas are my yeas, and my nays are my nays. If I like something, I acknowledge it. If I don't, I acknowledge it. I try not to disrespect it. I'm going to ask you guys to look at the record. What I normally say when I'm before a crowd, if you cut my body wide open and look at my insides, you'll see maroon and gold. Maroon and gold is the colors of Mount Vernon High School. In other words, I love this city. I would not be here if I did not love this city. I got friends that are doing other things that might not be here today, that might be even trying to seek office, friends and associates. But I love this city, and I really love this rascal over here, this brother we call Ernie Davis, who's really, I get to see him sometimes the way y'all never see him. Because behind closed doors, he's a soft guy. He wants everybody to think he all tough and everybody. You know why he's soft? Because he always want to do the right thing by people. Sometimes I say, come on, man, we got to keep moving. No, no, no. And it's that wisdom, that compassion. A lot of times I've been saying, we can't do this. He say no. And he drops a pearl on me to make me understand someone gave me a break. He's got to also give someone else a break. And once you get that spirit in, and never walk to a destination with the mayor through the street, because it'll take you a long time to get there. He will stop and ask, how's your mother? How's the dog? How's the cat? He never passed anyone. Someone told me a story one day. They said, I could never get to the mayor. I said, don't try to catch him in his office. Catch him in the street. For real. You catch the mayor in the street, he will never pass you by. I guarantee you that. But I just want to say those things, and I'm glad we got some friends and some young brothers from New York City that came up, thought it not robbery, to come up to support the mayor. Stand up, brothers. Some of my large brothers came up and wanted to support the mayor from New York. So, Mayor, you got people in town, out of town, across the continent, and we're going to claim this victory for you tonight. Thank you very much. And I ask that you be true to yourself. If you